Welcome to another edition of What You Mean News, and this is another reason why I tell your ass to stop voting. I'm your amazing host here in Crystal Clear, and this is why we tell you whoever is running for an electoral or a government position, they have to be perfect. They cannot be no criminal, they can't be racist, they can't be a bad person, they can't be a PDF file, they can't be any of those things. They have to have good morals. This is why we tell y'all, when you're doing the work for the people, we got to learn how to trust you. And if you keep voting for the lesser of the evil, we're never going to get anywhere. So don't vote at all, because nobody is a good candidate for that spot. And until you find somebody that is a good candidate for that spot, don't fill it. Let the people take it over. That's why we got to stop putting people in positions and let everybody come together and vote for all on one accord. Stop having one representative. No, we're all representatives. You idiots don't understand that. If one representative will not protect humanity, then he cannot do the job whatsoever. Okay? Let's get into it.
Meet the residents from Social Circle, Georgia. They voted overwhelmingly for President Trump in the past few elections, and right now they're quite unhappy that their area might be getting something that they voted in favor for in their backyards.
Concerned voters, teachers, nurses, farmers, small business owners, people like John Miller. For months now, he's been organizing these meetings as his town of about 5,000 grapples with something very few people here saw coming.
And that thing that they did not see coming because they were too busy not seeing it like 1930s Germany is an immigration facility.
Back in December, Social Circle officials found out that the Department of Homeland Security had quietly purchased a massive warehouse in their tiny town. The plan? Turn it into a detention center for up to 10,000 people. The town's population overnight, placing new strain on resources that were already stretched thin.
We don't have the wastewater capacity for anything close to this size.
Now, keep in mind, many of these folks believe in strong immigration policies and believe in mass deportations. And it appears as though the people that they help elect into office are not being responsive.
Now, residents here can't even get a response, let alone a visit, from the very same Republicans this town helped elect.
You know, we're in Georgia and we can't get our attorney general to fight for us. So now we are trying to figure out how we're going to fight with a little money, fight the big federal government, when we should have had our government fighting for us.
What about Governor Kemp? How can he help us, and how can we...
Hold on. Circle Georgia, Social Circle Georgia, didn't y'all just pop up on the map? So that means a bunch of rich people got together and said, we created our own town and our own little city, and we're so rich, we got enough to supply the water, we got enough to supply the energy grid, we got enough. So this is why when you get money, you literally have to go and create your own town. Well, listen. When y'all go create these razzle-dazzle, luxurious cities like y'all do, and how y'all took over Manhattan and Bankhead and Buckhead, how y'all took over Buckhead, Manhattan, Druid Hills, Alpharetta, Sandy Springs, when y'all literally took your money and said, we're going to start this neighborhood, and we're going to start this neighborhood, and we're going to start development on this neighborhood, maybe you should have thought about putting in good people with all that money that you're literally spending to create a society for you and your kind. I mean, I know us poor people, we dare not have that money that you have, but all of y'all got all of that money and you can't buy Congress. You can't buy new law statutes. You can't buy new constitutions. You can't. I mean, if I had all that money, I would literally spend money to change the constitutions, change the laws, at least get some power about you. How you not gonna have the governor in your pocket with all that money you got? Because it looks like to me your money wasn't bigger than the bank, and the bank literally took you for your small tank. That's what it looked like. That's what the fuck it looks like. Gotta have more money than that. Anyway, What y'all complaining about now? Cause you signed a deal and you know what? Whoever probably got y'all loan for the land or whatnot and all that stuff, they probably did a subcontracting deal with the government to move that data center in your little 5,000 people. What, you have a residence of 5,000 people and now you want to act hurt? Baby, that is betrayal from the inside. That is treason. That is mutiny from the inside, okay?
I can tell you that there hasn't been a lack of effort to get in touch with Kemp, but there's been very, very little response.
He sounds like he's in on it. Who the fuck is this guy? Okay, investigate him. Whoever the fuck he is, investigate him. Let's finish the video because I'm gonna figure this out.
There hasn't been a lack of effort to get in touch with Kemp, but there's been very, very little response.
And let's hear from a couple of the residents that voted totally in favor of this.
One of the comments that I've seen from some people in Georgia is they say, well, you know, a lot of people in social circle, they supported the president, they support ICE, so they should support the facility. This is what you asked for.
Well,
No,
I do support ICE.
and I do support the president. But this is not the place to bring those people.
You're okay with this happening in other people's backyards, but not your own. Now let's hear from another resident and see what he has to say about this.
But he says he didn't vote for this.
What would you say to someone who said you voted for this to happen?
I think that's a very narrow view of what is happening and what has happened.
A delusion.
You guys are going against the guy that you helped put into office because it's affecting you now personally. I'm gonna venture a guess and say that if this were happening in blue cities where facilities were being built, y'all would probably be enjoying this. Because now it seems as if you guys have entered the find out phase of FAFO. But in conclusion, all I do have to say to you guys is, have the day that you voted for. Bye. Hailing from the state of West Virginia, and right now, Rebecca, along with many other people from West Virginia, are facing a crisis. And that crisis is astronomically high electricity bills. For example, Rebecca lives on a fixed income, but in February, her electricity bill was $940.08. It's gotten so bad that she's even taken out a personal loan to try to pay off the bills. Rebecca says, quote, "Every time you see that power bill, you're just sick," as she rifles through a stack of statements totaling thousands of dollars. And if you think her electricity bill is high, wait till I show you this one.
$1,218.67. Yeah, for one building.
The rising cost of utilities definitely does have some effect on the reason we're going to just under one roof.
Rebecca has taken a...
If you don't understand why your power bill is so high by now, woo, I want whatever you're taking. Listen, it's called highway robbery. It's called tariffs to the idiots. And it's called taxes to the smart people. You see, the government is making you foot the bill for these fancy data centers that they're putting up as they orchestrate open AI, which is artificial intelligence, to literally run and control the world. They can't monitor you because you're not coming out of your houses anymore. So they got to monitor you in your house. And in order to monitor you in your house, baby, they need for you to have your camera in your hand 24/7, the best you can. You need to be putting on a show. You need to be looking your best because they cannot get data or surveillance from you now that we're moving to a police state if you're not online. If you're not giving them your time, your energy, your essence, the machine has to be fed. And in order to feed the machine, which artificial intelligence is literally demon technology, you must know it. You must know it is demon technology. You remember when the fallen angels came into earth and they showed us how to make, makeup, music, clothes, weapons. Well, technology was in the package as well. They showed us how to create computers, cell phones, literally calling each other from across the world. You thought you got that with basic human ingenuity? No, sir. No, sir. That was ancient alien technology there. Now you see what I told you? Don't touch it. Now you see why they're creating movies like Terminator. Like, we're trying to tell you, do not let artificial intelligence go sentient. They told you that. And now here you are. You're about to birth a T2 baby. I love it. So your gas bill is going high because they're putting data centers up in everybody's cities and neighborhoods. And the billionaires are literally putting them up, and you're going to fit the bill. Even though it's the billionaire's building, it's his business, but he's going to make the taxpayers pay for his business, and that's how the rich get richer. Listen, you got to eat the rich. At some point, you're going to have to eat the rich. They're the ones ruining the world. There's the one causing calamity. They are the ones causing grief, stress, and financial economic blows left and right. Listen, you need to get up and fight with all of your might, because what these folks are doing is not humane. It's not moral. It's not ethical. It's just nothing. It's nothing good. It's nothing good, okay? Get rid of corrupt people. Give the power back to the people so you can live life properly and so that you can afford to live, okay?
Social media demanding answers, along thousands of other West Virginians, including those who have been posting screenshots of their monthly charges. They're angry and perplexed over soaring utility costs that are sometimes surpassing rents and mortgages in one of the most energy-rich yet poorest corners of America. And one example is a man that owns an art gallery in West Virginia.
This small gallery, I keep the temperature down kind of low, and I'm still paying $700, $800 a month. The power company, I've called several times, and I told them, look, I'm a senior citizen, I'm 71, I'm an artist, and I have a gallery, and I'm trying to help the community. Is there any program that can help us to help our community? She says, I'm sorry, we really don't have that.
And your rent for the commercial space?
It's called industrialization. It's called colonization. It's called a takeover of the worst kind. It's called the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, BlackRock, and Vanguard, just like everyone told you, is ruining this world with industrialization, putting up textile mills, data centers, carpet mills, drilling for oil. Listen, you are fucking up this earth so bad. And you are fucking up the humans on this earth so bad. And not only that, you are literally robbing from the slaves. You're robbing from your own slaves that you employ. Bro, something has to happen. Something has to happen. This is slavery. It's slavery. They want you to foot the bill for their ideas. But see, in every data center that goes up, you don't get money for it. You should have stock in it, because if you pay for a company, if you invest in a company, that's your company. That's your company. You're putting stock into that company. So I don't see why the money is not going back to the taxpayers, but instead going to the owners of the data center and the owners of the textile mills and the owners of the carpet mills. That's crazy when we foot the bill. Make it stop already. We already can't afford to live. We're already in slavery, but we're going to keep letting them enslave us anymore? That's crazy.
Here is how much?
It's only $600. It's $150, $200 less than my power bill.
And the thing about Rebecca is that she voted for the current guy that's in the White House. And it sounds like she's currently experiencing her FAFO moment as she's having some voter regret. Rebecca says, quote, "It's breaking me, and there's nothing that can be done for it unless the president does something." Chelsea said about her skyrocketing power bills, adding she no longer supports Rump, and I don't see him doing it. He's had plenty of time. And I think the voter regret stems from the fact that during the presidential campaign, Rump pitched to make America affordable again. He promised to cut Americans' electricity bills by half during his first year to 18 months in the White House. We're currently about 14 months and 3 weeks into his administration, because during his campaign, Donald himself said, quote, And if it doesn't work out, you'll say, oh well, I voted for him, and I still got them down a lot. He said, you will never have had energy so low as you will under a certain gentleman known as DJT. Because in February, electricity increased by 4.8% nationwide, and pipe natural gas prices rose by 10.9%. The state of West Virginia in the 2024 election voted for DT at 70%. So not only is Rebecca experiencing her FAFO moment, but I bet a lot of people in West Virginia are too.
Pull out a switch here.
Ooh. So now when you think about it and they say, man, you know, get out there and vote. Get out there and vote. Get out there and vote. No, please stop voting. Please, you don't understand. If neither candidate is good to either party, you can't put him in office. Okay? Don't put him in office. He shouldn't be in office, okay? It's just crazy how y'all refuse to listen to logic. Like y'all refuse to listen to anything logical. And we're sick of it. You're clearly not smart enough to maneuver through life. And you keep voting for hell. Every time we say, hey man, don't pick either one. Either one is not good for us. We shouldn't have either one of them. And y'all still put the lesser of the two evils in. Why do you keep putting evil in when you need a good guy? Why do you refuse to get a good guy in office? Why? Why do you refuse that? And then anyway, why do we keep having a government? We don't need a government. Give the power back to the people. Give the power back to the people. I mean, it's that simple. It's really that simple. Anyway, Trump literally said he could give a fuck about people. He said he doesn't even fucking care. He really could give a fuck. She said, hey, how do you feel about people not being able to, you know, afford life?
He finally said the quiet part out loud.
Negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are American financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about American financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all.
Now, when they say Americans, they are talking about black, white, Latino, brown. Nobody is excluded. Okay, so here's what happened in the congressional maps.
So, yeah, they're trying to tell you you're going to fit the bill for what they want. Okay? They don't even care.
CEO pay. And by the way, I do want to keep the working class front and center always as we're talking about these bills. The median worker at Walmart makes $29,469 a year, which is very close to the poverty line. And Walmart almost always leads or comes in second in companies with the most employees that use SNAP or have their employees on Medicaid. Their CEO to median pay ratio is 930 to 1 because there are objections that we hear all the time when we talk about anything that would rein in corporate greed. The first one is that this will somehow force businesses outside of Minnesota because they won't be able to be competitive anymore. There was an argument made by the chamber and some of the other folks who spoke here. So I just want to be clear about what is being said there. With clear examples, Walmart is a company with a global income of $483 billion, pays its CEO, Doug McMillon, over $29 million in compensation. They are going to see this 1.5% increase in corporate tax because of their exorbitant CEO pay. And they're going to forego the other 88.7% of its Minnesota income, close all of its shops and leave the state? No, that's ridiculous. Of course that is not going to happen when we pass these sort of bills. And by the way, that's not a hypothetical. Thankfully, the chamber mentioned that New Jersey is going to have a higher level of corporate tax rate, even if my bill were to pass in this year's tax bill. And I checked last night, there's Walmarts in New Jersey, 70 of them, that are still operating, and Walmart is still finding it profitable to be in that area. I don't think the most profitable companies in the world will forego all of the Minnesota revenue because they have to contribute to our state just a little more. But members, we should pass this bill. It helps Minnesotan families. It helps.
So, yeah, the government is highly into robbing you. I don't know why you don't want to get out of there, but you need to. Anyway, remember when I was telling you about the Boston shooter yesterday that they created? Fed Boy Summer. Here we are. Fed Boy Summer is here. His name, we found him. Cambridge gunman identified as Tyler Brown. In 2020, he fired upon police officers, but Judge Janet Sanders gave him 5 years of prison. 5. He has a 20-year criminal record. Now, you know they're planning to terrorize you the best way they can. They gotta install fear. Don't forget, on planet Earth, they gotta install fear in you. So here we go. Here we fucking go. In other What You Mean news, the KKK is literally leading the way right now with trying to start a race war. Okay? And it's real fucking bad. For some reason, they want to go back to Jim Crow, and they want a civil war, and they just literally hate niggers right now. I don't know what it is, but every time I turn up and look on the internet, I see nothing but white people attacking black people, people of color, melanated people, anything that is non-melanated. And it's getting old. It's getting so fucking old. But at the same time, the KKK is literally taking auditions because they are recruiting for Klansmen. I just don't understand how you can betray your own people just to be racist to your own people. But let's get into it. Check this out. They're recruiting.
Rodriguez, aka the self-hating indigenous MAGA Mexican, just got arrested. Check this out.
Will be charged for trespassing public. This is Martin Luther King Park, right down. This is correct. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and you're going to be charged because you were told to leave the property. So get that in your camera.
By who?
You were told by management to leave the event. Okay. At that point, you're criminally trespassed. So you can go to what?
You know what? I want to.
He's coming. He's on his way.
I'm not speaking no more.
All right, cool. He's on his way.
I'm not leaving, y'all. I ain't leaving. They're going to have to arrest me, I guess. I ain't leaving until I talk to the supervisor.
So you're saying that you're not going to leave?
I'm going to wait till the supervisor comes.
Are you going to leave, yes or no?
I'll get up the car.
All right, let's go to my car real quick.
I said I will leave.
This happened at the Martin Luther King Jr. Community Center in Midland, Texas, where Cristino was arrested for trespassing. If you are unfamiliar with Cristino has recently gone viral for denouncing his brown skin, claiming that he's white, and supporting Trump. All of this while Cristino himself is a 2-time convicted felon. Check out this video.
I said it before, I say it right now. I denounce my brown skin. You hear me? I denounce my brown skin. I put no trust.
Wow. Wow. Trump derangement syndrome is fucking real. This shit got you denouncing your skin? Man, you really hate yourself, don't you? That's self-hate. That's self-fucking-hate. Dude, it's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. That's self-fucking-hate. That's self-hate. That's crazy. That's fuck.
This flesh, I put no pride in my flesh. I don't care what color I am. I don't care. I'm white. I'm not a Mexican. I don't claim to be a Mexican. I'm white. I identify as white.
So there you have it, guys. Convicted felon gets arrested. Nothing really too surprising. For some reason, it looks like Cristino can't stay out of jail. I wonder why. But anyways, let me know what you guys think.
Not the white man locking you up. Goddamn. Why don't you have white privilege? That's insane. Anyway, listen. It's an epidemic going on with white people right now, and they really think we're going back to Jim Crow. We're not going back to Jim Crow. We are not our ancestors. We will knock you the fuck out. We will take up for ourselves. They want to invoke a race war so fucking bad. That's why Chud the Builder is walking around here, because what they're trying to do is like a modern day lynching, to where if they get black people to provoke, then they can kill a black person in public on the stand your ground law. That's what they're doing. That's what they're trying to provoke black people so they can have an excuse to kill black people. We're not dumb. Nobody is dumb. And we know what y'all are doing. And it just keeps going on and on and on. And all you see is white people going around, black people provoking them. That is against the law. When you see this happen, file a police report. Contact the FBI. These people will go to jail. It is illegal. You cannot literally lure or provoke someone to anger. You cannot do it. Send these folks to jail.
Bonita Springs, Florida. These gentlemen are driving in their work truck. They're heading from a job to another location. They come to a red light, and they said, for no apparent reason that they can figure out, this guy got out of his car and started dancing in front of them and like gesturing at them wildly, and then struck their van with his hand. And then the light turned green, he jumped back and started driving. They're driving his...
Yeah, and it just keeps going on everywhere. It's so many reports of people being attacked by white people. It's not even funny.
Family, she's lived in New York for over 20. An Epstein victim has gone missing. Elisabetta, she went to Italy to see her family. She's lived in New York for over 20 years. When she came back, her mother, who she spoke to every day, did not hear from her for 2 weeks. They had to get Italian police involved to find out that she was in a detention center in Florida. You want to know the crazy thing? The FBI did not redact her name in the Epstein files. This is from 2024. And they talk about how they have such a hard time getting a hold of her because she's represented by Gloria Allred. And Gloria wants to be there anytime they're going to question her. I wonder why. And now she finds herself in a detention facility. Like I said,
Why the fuck would you get Gloria Allred to defend you? Number one, she's in the cult. It's like getting, you know those women who help their husbands or their narcissistic partner like rape and abuse other women too? Or like Hillary Clinton, how she was doing frazzle drip, her and Edema and all them. Yeah, we have narcissistic women who like to rape and harm children too. It's the same thing. So going to get Gloria Allred to represent you. Remember, she was Kim Kardashian and all those women who are like literally prostitutes. They're all prostitutes. She's like, and then they're setting up the trafficking humans on top of it. So yeah, no. And then Gloria Allred was behind what's the feminist movement? Yeah. No. No, this is a setup. This is a setup. Of course you're missing. Guess who's behind it? Your lawyer? Okay. She hangs out with the cult. What are you doing?
accused him from 2004. She was sent to his townhouse by her own modeling agency. He strips down, he hands her a toy, and she throws it at him. She's badass. And this is what's happening to her now.
Yeah. Keyword, modeling agency. What did I tell you? They're trafficking. If you hear anything, when a woman says she's a influencer or a model, that's code for prostitute. Okay? Remember on Instagram when all those girls were saying, oh, I'm an influencer, I'm a model. That's prostitution. When Zeus sitting up there with the baddies in Bad Girls Club, I would never forget it. I was like, yo, what the fuck they be talking about? Because me and my sister go to the clubs. We used to go to the clubs too. But we ain't never tell each other how much you make tonight. Like, bitch, what the fuck? Did I miss something? Yeah, no, those are prostitutes. I remember Natalie used to get so mad at them bitches like, why wasn't you working tonight? Like, why you didn't bring in enough money tonight? And it would just hit me. I was like, yo, if they just going out to hang out and dance, why is she so hard on them? And then when they went to the club, she was like, okay, tonight I'm taking Rolly and I'm taking Christina. And I'm like, well, if all of y'all are going to the club, why don't y'all all go to the club at one time so y'all can all dance at one time? Bitch, my naive ass, it didn't occur to me that they were working the goddamn strip. That's why she was selectively taking them. Then that's why they had the bunk bed in them room. It was a brothel. It was a fucking brothel. Okay? Zeus Network, them reality TV shows. They are trafficking prostitutes. They are selling pussy. Jocelyn done already said it. Krishan done already said it. They done called them out already. Hollywood, politics, the entertainment industry, and the sports industry, it is all a human trafficking prostitution ring. It's a special club and you are not in it. That's why, what do you think? these PDF files literally love Disney. Disney cruise this, Disney cruise that. That's why I get so pissed at y'all when I see y'all going to Disney World. If Disney World is infamous for the PDF files, why would you participate your child to that Mickey Mouse demon? Even when I was little, I used to hate Mickey Mouse. I hate Mickey Mouse. When my kid used to love fucking Mickey Mouse, Misky Doo. I hated that fucking shit. I didn't even like Goofy and them when I was little. Nope, no Mickey Mouse. Fuck out of here. My spirit just told me that shit wasn't right. And y'all always taking y'all kids down there to be in them PDF files' face. It bothers me. It bothers me. How many allegations do you need? Like the first time somebody said, oh, that place let that place touch them children in the wrong place. Why would you volunteer to take your family to a place where they say they touch children in the wrong place? Oh, you just thought a bunch of adults want to appease and entertain your family for you because you're not doing a good enough job? Anything that lures children in is weird to me. It's weird to me because why every time y'all lure children in, children are the ones that are in danger. It's just weird to me how y'all keep offering y'all baby up to Baal and Moloch and all these satanic demons and entities that literally feed off kids. It behooves me, bro. It really does. It disgusts me. Because I feel like y'all are in on it too. It's like, I'm broke this week. And I know in order to get a little check in my life, like a little life insurance check or like a little rent check or something like that. I know if I, let my kid go missing or if I let the GOVT do some things to my kid where I turn my head for a few hours, I know that something's going to be deposited in my account. Because don't think parents don't do that shit. Oh, you think these kids are going missing just because they're out walking around town, minding their own business? No, bitch. The police officers are helping. The nurses are helping. The doctors are helping. The parents are helping. The teachers are helping. The amusement park worker is helping. This world is not fit for children. This world is not fit for women. Women and children always seem to get snatched up in this goddamn place. That means this is a portal that is really bad and bad things keep happening in this portal because your government just can't keep being bad. And then children and women just can't keep going missing. Then it's gotten so bad that little boys go missing and grown ass men go missing. So if they will fuck a grown ass man and a little boy and a little baby and a little child on top of the women that they're already taking advantage of, man, this is hell and I don't want to be here. Every day we got to wake up and find somebody because all of a sudden you've walked away and you just went missing. Children just can't go missing when they have parents. Grown-ass women and men just can't go missing when everybody got a cell phone and everybody's cell phone is tapped into the E911 emergency database. Can't nobody just fall off the face of the planet because we got too much technology for that to happen. I'm just saying. People keep coming up missing. People keep coming up murdered. People keep coming up abused. Something is wrong with this place. We need to figure it out. Stop feeding the goddamn monsters. Stop feeding the energy. This world is so bad. This is like the show From. This is like the show From. No matter how hard we try to act normal and provide a normal life, monsters keep popping up to kill us, eat us, terrify us, scare the shit out of us, take from us. It's just a never-ending cycle of hell and torture. Never-ending cycle. It sucks to be a human on planet Earth. Because at any given time, if the government sees fit, you won't be here no more. Ain't that weird? That your government has more power than God? Ain't that weird that entertainment industry has more power than God? Isn't it not weird? That at any given moment, any Hollywood producer, any Hollywood director, any JOOS that owns any entertainment or media company can have you erased in no time. All because you signed up through a modeling agency, or you're trying to make it big in Hollywood and you signed some papers that had fine print in it that you didn't read. I mean, this world can't get any weirder. It can't get any weirder. At what point, what do we have to do for people to stop coming up missing? At what point do we have to where people can stop coming up raped? Why are these grown-ass, narcissistic, evil, demonic entities keep taking over the purity of humans? Why do they just keep accessing the soul of humanity? We gotta be in hell if they keep feeding off us for a reason. That's all I'm saying. This shit is getting horrible. It's getting worse. So much so that a deputy turned off his body cam, chased a teen into the woods, and then the teen was found hanging in a tree. And what's worse is it wasn't even a black kid they hung. It was a white kid and a white officer who took his life and turned off his body camera. That's weird. You even took a picture of yourself in your body camera. So if you want us to see you got your body camera on, but at the time you went chasing this young man, you decide to turn that body cam off. Something is wrong with the sheriff's office in every town. Something is wrong with the police enforcement in every fucking time. They are hunting people. Y'all, this is hell. If you don't believe me, sheriff's office, law enforcement officers, they are slave catchers. They are slave catchers. This is like the show From. This is something so much deeper. It's like it's serial killers on planet Earth. And why they especially love to hunt the melanated humans, they love to hunt any human that they can get their hand on. Because what is so bad that white on white crime is exploding? A deputy turned off his body cam, chased teen into the woods. Then the teen was found hanging in a tree. Nearly 2 years later, what? No repercussions? This is a case that has 2 years later? Oh, so you mean the Freemasons and the secret society that run this world like we told you they did are actually rich enough to hunt people on the clock and nothing happened? You telling me the Ku Klux Klan is Klanning again? Weird shit. This is weird shit. So nearly 2 years later, unanswered questions continue to surround the death of 15-year-old Tripp Brazili in Forest City, Arkansas. On the night of November 4th, 2024, Tripp was riding four-wheelers with relatives and a friend near Crow Creek, a rural wooded area outside Forest City. At the same time, Deputy Alvin Merle Bonham and Sergeant Dave Kinney of the St. Francis County Sheriff Department were nearby investigating a separate missing persons case when they reportedly heard ATVs in the distance. According to the reports, the deputies stopped what they were doing and went to locate the riders. Sergeant Kinney reportedly made contact with at least one ATV rider while Deputy Bynum stepped to stop Tripp. Family members say Tripp had previously expressed fear of the sheriff's department and allegedly told his parents, Jennifer and Gil Brazili, if they get me, they will kill me. What the fuck is wrong with our country when the kids are saying, If that cop gets me, he is going to kill me. And what kind of country are we if the parents didn't say, well, let's file an incident report? Because what would make my son feel so fearful that the next time a cop ran across his path that he was gonna die? Y'all haven't recognized this world as that bad yet? Okay. Supporters claim certain deputies had a history of chasing teens. Wow. Riding four-wheelers through the county back roads surrounding Forest City. Supporters say that Tripp fled out of fear, not because he was a criminal, but because he was a teenage boy riding a four-wheeler in a rural area where many local teens commonly rode. He simply didn't want to get in trouble and was scared. Deputy Bynum allegedly pursued Tripp late at night down a dark, winding road lined with steep hills and dense woods. Eventually, Tripp's ATV stalled. Family supporters say Tripp jumped a fence and ran into the woods on foot at approximately 12:42 a.m. That is where supporters say the case becomes deeply concerning and suspicious because, according to the family, Deputy Bynum's body camera had been recording during the pursuit, but was suddenly turned off after Tripp disappeared into the woods. Supporters say the camera remained off for 49 minutes and was only turned back on once a truck and a trailer arrived to tow Tripp's four-wheeler away. Why did he turn it off? The last known person to hear from Tripp that night was his mother. According to the family, Tripp called her after running into the woods and asked her to come pick him up. They say he told her he was walking backward toward the police lights because he intended to surrender and just wanted to go home. But he never made it home. For nearly 2 days, search crews combed the woods area looking for the missing teenager. And roughly 35 hours later, Tripp's body was discovered hanging by the neck from a rope approximately 3/4 of a mile into the woods from where he abandoned the ATV while Deputy Bynum had been pursuing him. Authorities ruled the death a suicide and described it as a self-inflicted injury. What? There's no you can't hang yourself in no goddamn woods. I doubt if you be carrying rope on you while you're being chased by the sheriff's department. You really want us to believe this bullshit? Ain't no way. And then who ruled it a suicide? They got to go to jail too. So that was a cover-up of the Forest City Sheriff's Department. Wow, everybody has to go to jail. This is crazy. Everybody has to go to jail. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Oh, man. Authorities ruled the death a suicide and described it as a self-inflicted injury. However, the family has strongly disputed the conclusion. Supporters point to the phone call Tripp made to his mother shortly before his death, arguing it showed he was alive, coherent, and planning to return home. They also claim details about the phone call were omitted from information provided to the Arkansas State Crime Lab. Family members further argue the autopsy's findings were inconsistent with death by hanging, meaning they murdered that boy. According to supporters, Tripp's shoes and phones were found discarded near where he entered the woods, despite the rough terrain allegedly containing broken glass, rocks, sticks, and barbed wires. They question how he could travel such a distance barefooted without cuts or injuries to his feet. Supporters also make notes of cuts on Tripp's hands and extensive bruising on his body, which they believe indicated a struggle. A second independent autopsy later reclassified Tripp's manner of death as undetermined. Questions have also continued surrounding the investigation itself. According to supporters, Deputy Bynum's interview during the investigation reportedly lasted only several minutes. Family supporters say Deputy Bynum's legal name is Alvin Merle Bynum, not Trey Bynum, as he has reportedly been known professionally. According to supporters, he has previously had to leave at least 3 previous departments due to misconduct and errors. So why do y'all keep hiring him? Huh? He left the St. Francis County Sheriff's Department shortly after Tripp's death and was ruled a suicide, and the case was closed. Supporters say Bynum later worked for the cross-country Sheriff's Department under the name Trey before eventually leaving and becoming a police officer in Marion, Arkansas, located in Crittenden County. According to supporters, a citizen later submitted a Freedom of Information Act request to Cross County seeking employment records for Alvin Bynum and allegedly received the response, "No such records exist." Nearly 2 years later, the Brazili family and community supporters continue pushing for the case to be reopened and for additional scrutiny into why the body camera was turned off during what they believe was the most critical moment of the encounter. They also continue questioning how Tripp could have allegedly constructed a noose and taken his own life after calling his mother and saying he intended to walk back toward law enforcement. Meanwhile, Tripp's father, Gil Brazili, is running for sheriff in St. Francis County. According to supporters, one of his goals is requiring all deputies to wear functioning body cameras during all public interactions and disciplining officers who intentionally disable them. Tripp's mother, Jennifer Brazili, also continues advocating publicly for her son's case to be reopened while raising awareness about what she believes are serious issues involving accountability within Arkansas law enforcement. That kid didn't climb this fucking tree to hang himself. The Klan is the law enforcement officers. If you're on the slow bus and you're not catching on. The Klan are the rich people who are running this planet right now, if you're not catching on. Sacrifices has to be made to Baal and to Moloch in case you're not catching on. Okay? In case you're not catching on. This is hell. This is hell, and we're trying so fucking hard to escape it. Why can't we escape it? Anyway, take a look at this.
July 5th, 18... Y'all, the shit that they used to say in newspapers back in the day was crazy. So this is from the Evansville Journal here in Indiana, July 5th, 1877. It's called Our Civilized Indians. The population of the Indian Territory is about 77,000. The wild Indian blood, called blanket Indians, who not cultivate the soil, are the Osagas, Cheyennes, Erfaus, Kiowas, and Barneys in number 20,000. Those mixed with whites and partly civilized are the Choctaws, the Cherokees, the Creeks, and the Seminoles. A white man marrying a squaw. This is what they called Indian women back then. A squaw become a white Indian, and a white woman marrying an Indian so that they automatically become a white squaw. There are also a lot of black Indians who are Negroes, although this number is 55,000. Andre, it said it was already 77,000 and 55,000 Negroes out of the entire population. Besides these, there are 65,000 Negro citizens of the United States. And it says that the Negro citizens of the United States, they were, I guess those were the formerly slaves of the Chickasaw. They do not rank as Indians, so they just considered Negroes, while a black Indian does. That's confusing.
What it means is you're not African American. You are the indigenous original Indians of America. You are the Indian American. They knew it the whole entire time. It's called colonialism. It's called colonization. That's why Columbus and all the other Spaniards and all the other Europeans came and colonized this land in 1492. That's what it fucking means. Stop calling yourself African American. The term African American wasn't even coined and created until 1983, bitch. And you cannot be an African and American. That's an immigrant. That's an immigrant. That's an immigrant. Okay? Wake the fuck up. They're hiding so much. It's literally the Vikings that is ruining America. The Klan, them Nazis, them Germans, them Europeans is ruining this goddamn land. Please take your land back, people. Please take your land back. Anyway, they're back at it again with the white vans. Oh, you're not gonna believe this bullshit. Here we go. Here we fucking go. Don't you do it. Don't you fucking do it. Nurse Patsy. This is outrageous. Not a single person on my flight is masked up while we're in the middle of a double. Yep. I politely informed the flight attendant that this is super spreader event. Now listen. They put the biochemical on a ship. They let it incubate, cook, bake a little bit, get to know its host a little bit. And then when they ready, and they are ready, they're going to release their test subjects out into the public. Notice how they give you specific clues of this is a super spreader event. She just shrugged and walked away. I have already filed a formal complaint with the FAA and the CDC, and this is reckless and cannot stand. Masks save lives, and the science is settled on that. No, it's not. This is the worst thing you could ever wear out in the public because your germs that are inside of your mouth is going to mingle with his germs because whatever is in the air is going to go in on your cloth and absorb in your mouth. So you're wrong. You're wrong. That's just like wearing that shirt. You see, when he coughs, it's going to go on your shirt. And you know what it's going to do? It's going to absorb in your skin. So no, this is a stupid idea. And then you're holding on to all your spit on your face piece. That's crazy. It's like wearing a pad. It's like wearing a pad. Guess what? The blood is still going to get on your coochie lips. It's disgusting. It's just so disgusting. The same theory that when women put on a Kotex pad, it's the same theory as you idiots put a mask on your face. The period juice is still going to stay on your pussy lips. I have to be that vulgar to describe the scene that I'm describing to you. So no one is safe. And anything, you're letting that spit and mucus sit on this petri dish and cultivate, incubate. And so every time you speak, it's going to be like a speaker box and you're going to spit through that cloth. And then that cloth is going to be contaminated just like your clothes are contaminated with the air particles that are all around you. No. Please get the fuck out of here being that goddamn stupid bitch. Why do you think we leak through our goddamn Kotex? Why do you think our panties still become wet? Because, baby, all that shit will never absorb liquid like that. Cloth versus liquid, cloth loses every fucking time. Cloth loses humans are stupid. And that's why it proves that nurses are the most evil people you ever want to meet. Because how the fuck you can say, I want to sign up to inject people with biochemicals? That's crazy work. You should even let your doctor say, okay, give her a round of this and a round of that. Check those ingredients and see no one is supposed to inject anything in you. Nothing, no metals. The periodic table shall not be injected in you. Okay? That's wrong. You know that. That's why we can't shoot up in public. That's why we can't partake in shooting shit up. If you can't shoot chemicals up in your vein, you can't shoot chemicals in your body to literally fight off a disease that has never been fought off before. And you still get the same disease no matter you injecting it in yourself to fight off. The fact that they can't even eradicate the disease, but they can put something in you to eradicate it in you is even crazier. Anyway, I just thought I'd show y'all because they are back at it again with the white vans. I work all the way up on the second floor at St. God's Memorial. And that sounds fake. That sounds fake. Whose nurse is this with this big ass body? There's no way. She got a blue check too. So she's a celebrity, or she sees herself as a celebrity. And then she's using grok. Yep. That's a government agent. That is a government agent. Fat ass bitch. There's nowhere in the world you are acting like this. I work all the way up on the second floor at St. God's Memorial. God is not a saint. Hold on, goddamn it. Now I gotta look this shit up. St. God's Memorial. My bunions are always on fire. But I'm committed to taking the stairs once per week to help. What? To help stay strong during this double pandemic. Mask up, lock down, and stay safe from hantavirus and COVID, everyone. But you refuse to stop eating processed food. And you think a mask and a set of stairs once a week is going to save your fat ass. Bitch, your name, Patty Diabetes. I take it you got diabetes, right? I swear her name is Patsy Diabetes. Bitch, if you got diabetes, which means you're force feeding yourself sugar in abnormal amounts, and you probably got type 2, that means your diabetes is self-afflicted. This is why you can't trust nurses. This is why you can't trust doctors, because ain't no way in the fucking world you're giving me health information when you look like this, and then you're balding and thinning on top of it. There's just no one. How are you healthy? Nothing on your body screams health. So that should let you know the healthcare field doesn't care about your health, because I know you're not fucking giving me information like this with your body like this. It's just no fucking way. Oh, and how long you been taking the stairs? Baby, you can't even take one stair. One stair. And you acting like this? Who closes their eyes coming up the stairs? This literally scripts, it says Hollywood. It says Hollywood. It's like Dateline NBC when they're always retelling a story. They say, okay, tell the story and we're going to get a picture of you on the stairwell. So can you go to the stairs and act like you're doing your routine so we can get a picture of that for the show? Yeah, no, we're not dumb. Then you're going to say, okay, get a photo op here. We're not stupid. We're not stupid. Then your hair is fried. You don't look like the picture of health. You look like the picture of gluttony and deception. Okay? Gluttony and deception. Anyway, you knew it was coming. Oh, back to the race war.
Nation is not really a problem. So as we all know, white folks are quick to deny that racism is still a thing. We like to say that black folks are treated equally, just like white people, that discrimination is not really a problem and black people need to stop complaining. But the problem with that, there are actually a lot of problems with that, but one of the biggest ones is that we have literally been saying that forever. In other words, we were even saying that before civil rights laws were passed, when segregation was still a thing, when racism was obviously blatant, when everybody in retrospect would agree now that things weren't equal. We as white folks still believed that they were. Let me show you something. So I know you won't be able to read this. Don't worry, I'll blow it up in a second. Just wanted to show you the page. This is from a Gallup poll report that was published in 2001 that was tracing white racial attitudes and perceptions going back to the 1960s. And that one chart that was on the page that I just showed you a second ago asked white folks over the course of a 40-year period, do you believe that black people are treated equally in your community? The first time they asked that question was in 1963, the year before the Civil Rights Act was even passed, 2 years before the Voting Rights Act, 5 years before the Fair Housing Act. They asked white people, do you think blacks are treated equally in your community? And look at that dot right there at the edge. 62%, almost 2/3 of white people, even before civil rights laws were passed, said, yeah, everything's fine. But it gets worse. Here's another page. This is a question that was asked in 1962 of white folks. Do you think that black children have the same chance as white children to get a good education in your community? Now, again, this is only 8 years after Brown v. Board ended formal segregation. It's long before school systems actually did anything to try to equalize educational opportunities. But what do you think white folks said, even in 1962? Well, there you have it. That's the far edge of the chart. Actually, I didn't size it correctly. You can't even tell. But above that, which says 83%, that was the national average. The white average was actually 85%. 85% of white folks in 1962 who said that black kids already had equal opportunity to get a good education with white kids. So I guess the lesson here is that maybe white folks' perceptions of whether or not racism and discrimination are a big deal probably aren't the best. Maybe we ought to not rely on our assumptions and instead ought to listen to what black people tell us, because if we didn't even think it was a problem before civil rights laws were passed, if we didn't even understand the need for the civil rights movement because, gosh, isn't everything already equal in America? It's pretty obvious that we're not the ones whose perceptions ought to be relied upon. Maybe we ought to listen to black folks because it's pretty obvious they understand their lived experience better than we understand their lived experience. Imagine that.
Can you imagine a world where white folks is getting tired of white folks bullshit and they are starting to tell on each other like, damn, this nigga is so racist. This wigger is so racist that I got to do a video on your homeboy. I got to. Times are so hard that white folks are literally starting to do away with other white folks shit. They're not taking it anymore. Like we are not taking it anymore. Racism is not cool. Racism is not okay. And racism is not a system you should push and one you should take seriously. Because I promise you, you're going to end up on the wrong side of the fucking life if you don't stop fucking with black folks. I promise you. This is not 1950. This is not 1960. It's not 1970. And it seems like rich, racist white people are so bored that they got to start lynching again. They got to start terrorizing other races again. Bro, we're not having that bullshit. I'm just going to go ahead and let you know. In other What You Mean news, let's see some celebrity sacrifice Satanism rituals going on. Justin Bieber literally called out Mariah Carey for sacrificing her mom and her sister. Let's go. Justin Bieber calls out Mariah Carey for killing her own mom and eating her father. Mariah Carey said, "Thank you at New York Times for this incredible honor. All I ever wanted to be known as before anything else is a songwriter. Being in a company of the genius songwriters on this list is an honor on its own. Thank you at Dana Mo and for the illuminating interview, and at Victoria Monet for your beautifully generous words. It means more than you know." And Justin Bieber literally said, "You killed your mom and your sister for the Illuminati and literally ate your own mom. Like, what the fuck?" Yes, the accounts are verified. Little Bieber, Mariah Carey, they got the blue sticker. I'm tired of telling y'all we are in hell. I just explained the celebrity Satanism pipeline to you from literally, this is why we don't do idol worship. I told you this was hell. But the fact that Justin Bieber is letting it spill that the Illuminati, number one, in fact, is real, like we've always said. It's a big club. You're not in it. But the fact that this fool literally said you killed your mama and your sister for the Illuminati and literally ate your own mom. Like, what the fuck? Yo, bro. Murders are not random. Deaths are not natural, and they are not random. Every death on this goddamn planet is planned. You know why? Because they love to sacrifice. In order to keep their money, they gotta appease their God, and they gotta sacrifice to the God of this world. This shit ain't normal, and this shit ain't healthy. But please know that the Illuminati is real. The devil is real. Satanism is real. Okay? And for the right check, you can sacrifice your mama, you can sacrifice your sister, you can sacrifice whoever it is if you're in this club and willing to be a murderer. A lot of y'all are rich for the wrong reasons, and we know why. You're either sacrificing your child, or you're sacrificing your mama, or you sacrificing somebody close to you. We know y'all are not making that money. Y'all don't even have good jobs out here. We know that a lot of people are being sacrificed left and right. And we know a lot of y'all killing y'all daddies for the insurance money. We know a lot of y'all killing y'all family for insurance money. We know a lot of y'all killing y'all loved ones just to get ahead in life. We know y'all are doing this shit. Okay? We're not dumb. Thank you, Justin. Well. Ooh, child, we've had enough. We have had enough. We have had enough. Oh, yep. PSYOP time. Hear ye, PSYOP time. Breaking news, Dutch health authorities reportedly placed 12 hospital staff members under a 6-week quarantine after blood and urine samples from the hantavirus patient were allegedly not processed correctly at a hospital in the Netherlands. Officials are investigating whether PPE and laboratory safety protocols were fully followed. This incident has raised concerns over possible exposures risked inside the medical facilities as countries continue monitoring cases linked to the MV Honduras outbreak. Authorities said no secondary infections among staff have been confirmed so far. But yeah. Here we go. In other What You Mean news, CIA whistleblower will allege deep state still hiding the origins of COVID at the hearing, says Senator Rand Paul. Well, go figure. It's happening right now. CIA whistleblower testifies live on ongoing deep state cover-up of the COVID origins. The hearing is underway as we speak. A 20-year-old CIA veteran detailed to the Office of the Director of National Intelligence and part of the disbanded Directors Initiative group is publicly revealing that the intelligence community continues to suppress the truth about the COVID-19 origins. According to Senator Rand Paul, this whistleblower with an impeccable record is detailing now in 2021. CIA analysis voted 6-1 for the lab leak theory, only for leadership to quash it. At 2 a.m., conclusions were secretly rewritten to downplay the evidence. The CIA allegedly spied on and eavesdropped on the ODNI review group, and elements inside the agency are still withholding the documents years later. Paul emphasized the whistleblower's view that certain CIA insiders remain committed to obscuring the truth, with the deep state exerting influence no matter who holds the power. This testimony comes directly from first-hand knowledge of classified assessments, internal votes, late-night edits, and surveillance of investigators. It reinforces long-standing questions U.S.-funded gain-of-function research at the Wuhan Institution of Virology and the virus' unusual features at the lab ground zero location in China's raid cover-up. For years, skeptics of natural origin narrative were silenced while agencies allegedly manipulated findings behind the scenes. More than 1 million Americans' lives were lost, trillions in damage, and shattered families and futures. If origins were hidden to protect research, diplomacy, or bureaucrats, full transparency is long overdue. Tune in live right now on Wednesday, May 13th, 2026 at 10 a.m. Replays will be shortly on C-SPAN, and this is a rare public testimony from a career intelligence officer against his own agency could be a turning point. Rand Paul has driven his fight relentlessly. Share widely, watch and demand every document on the COVID origins to be declassified. We paid for this pandemic with blood and treasure, and the truth cannot stay buried. And here they are again, gearing us up for another one. When will it end? When will it end? So you mean to tell me there are 150 people on the cruise ship and not one person has hit the live button or posted a day-by-day update? That's suspicious. That's weird. You know what's coming. On another edition of the What You Mean News, we also have found that the Epstein files revealed that former U.S. ambassador to Mexico, Earl Anthony Wayne, impregnated an 11-year-old girl. Woo, child. Do you understand who Baal and Moloch is now? Because so many children are being worshipped and sacrificed on this planet. Why are they torturing children so bad on this planet? It's just, it's an epidemic. It's an epidemic. It's an epidemic. Another What You Mean news, you're not going to believe this, but Alex Murdaugh case has been overturned. Let's get into it.
The shadow of a doubt that the has been. Hey everybody, Convid is coming at you. Got my little Parker's water here. Hey, big news today. Big news coming out of Columbia, South Carolina. The South Carolina Supreme Court has granted Alex Murdaugh a new trial. They have overturned his conviction. His conviction is no longer valid in the state of South Carolina, and it goes back to here, the Colleton County Courthouse. Judge Newman is now retired. How and when and all the particulars we don't know yet, but Alex Murdaugh has been granted a new trial. I've been saying this for 3 years. I said it in February of 2026 when I went to the Supreme Court hearing. The evidence proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that that jury was tampered with. And Myra Crosby, in her book, Because Enough is Enough, it all comes together. You want to read about it, go to Defending Alex Murdaugh, not give them a reason without. Alex Murdaugh's getting a new trial, coming back to Colleton County. Who told you so? Who told you the first time? Private gas. We'll see you. Private gas cop.
Yep. Now it's already great evidence on Alex Murdaugh that literally shows that he murdered his family. It's crazy. It's on Dateline NBC right now. It's a #1 episode you got to watch on Dateline NBC. He is actually heard on a phone taking out his family. But since Becky fucking started tampering with the goddamn jury, they're overturning this case and he's getting another trial. I can't make this shit up. This time, I just hope they seal the deal for good because, dude, you murdered your family. They know he's not out. He's not out right now because, here's the thing. He's in jail. He's in prison for, financial fraud, insurance scheme, and all that stuff. So he's still in jail, but just know that he is trying his best to get the fuck out. Okay? And he got that case overturned. That's fucking crazy. Anyway, another What You Mean news, in a bombshell ruling, the South Carolina Supreme Court has overturned Alex Murdaugh's double murder convictions and ordered a new trial, citing jury tampering by the clerk of court. Locally, a heavy police presence in Sandy Springs has cleared after a SWAT standoff at an apartment complex ended with no injuries reported. On Capitol Hill, a CAI whistleblower is providing high-stakes testimony today regarding an alleged government cover-up of the COVID-19 origins. And plus, Governor Kemp has officially signed for the Georgia's $36.6 billion budget, and the NBA mourns the loss of Jason Collins, the league's first openly gay player who's passed away at 47. All right. So, let's see what else I got for you. Oh, give me this one.
Last one of us is stupid. This hantavirus cruise ship shit ain't what they say it is, and they must think every last one of us is stupid. Case in point, you remember this man right here? This guy that was crying in the video? And I should have put two and two together, but none of this shit added up from the beginning. Take a look at this. This shit went viral.
On board the MV Hondias and what's happening right now.
I need you to look at the whole thing.
For all of us here, we're not just a story. We're not just headlines.
And I bought this shit.
We're people with family.
Why would you buy a stage crisis? Nobody's buying a stage crisis. Oh, so you thought actual sick people will be recording, hey, just recently got sick and I kind of feel like it's the hantavirus, so I'm going to go ahead and document myself so you can see what's happening. No, we won't know that we're sick because sickness doesn't come and say, hey, I'm Hanta. Do you mind if I come to your house this week? No, what happens is certain biochemicals get released. You're poisoned. You're being poisoned. So what the government does, they love to run experiments and clinical trials, and they say, hey, you want a free Disney cruise? Well, while we're doing this free Disney cruise, we're going to pay everybody to go on a vacation, and then we're going to poison the food and the water, and we're going to see how this new biochemical that we created reacts to you and how fast it spreads. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. And now they literally say, okay, well, now that you are part of Central Casting Agency, we want you to literally make the hantavirus look scary. We want you to put fear in people that they'll start wearing double masks again, and then they'll go out and get the new JAB that dropped. Oh, you better believe it. They already made a JAB for you to see how this affects the people. You just can't be that stupid. So you think people are gonna be literally saying, oh my God, this weekend I got the Hanta and I want to warn you to go get jabbed? Bitch, stop. Please stop. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
With lines, with people waiting for us at home.
Now, I'm going to say a couple of things without saying them, so I'm going to need you to pay attention. But this same guy, remember the face, did a video in about 2022 when we had a situation where people needed to take for that pandemic that we had. This same guy made a video. Matter of fact, look at the video. This is the same guy right here.
Gorgeous vaccinated girls get boosted.
You see where I'm going with this?
And gorgeous boosted girls get boosted again.
Mind you, I should have caught on when nobody made a video about this shit but him. Nobody on that ship made a video about this situation but him. And that should have sent off a red signal. Do I need to say any more? Do I need to say anything else? Let me know. Jump in the comments, let me know.
So you know what time it is. Now you already know what fucking time it is, okay? So what we found out so far is the hantavirus cluster linked to the cruise ship sparks monitoring, but public risk, it remains very low. The spreading has been very low. Health officials are monitoring a rare hantavirus outbreak linked to the MV Hondias, a cruise ship that traveled through the South Atlantic. And after several passengers became ill and 3 deaths were reported, the virus involved is Andes virus, a type of hantavirus that can cause hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, a serious lung illness. And the CDC says the outbreak was reported on May 2nd, 2026, and that no U.S. cases have been confirmed from this outbreak so far. And the CDC also says the risk of the pandemic from this outbreak and overall risk to the American public remains extremely low. The World Health Organization reported as of May 8th that there were 8 cases, including 6 laboratory confirmed cases, 2 probable cases, and with all confirmed cases identified as Andes virus. More recent reports say the cluster has grown to around 9 confirmed cases and 11 total reported and suspected cases. But cases remain linked to the cruise ship, not a broad community outbreak. Hantaviruses are usually spread through the contact with infected rodents, especially their urine droppings or saliva. And these viruses is unusual because person-to-person spread has been reported in rare situations, usually involving close contact. That is why passengers are exposed to contacts as being monitored, but officials are not describing this as a COVID-style event. The key takeaway is this. This is serious, contained outbreak that deserves monitoring, but there is currently no evidence of a widespread public danger. Okay? That means they're hiding something from us. In other words, you mean news, they won't take this fool's phone away. Donald J. Trump has tweeted that Sleepy Joe was a Russian agent. No, sir, you got that wrong. You're the Russian agent. He was the Chinese agent. Remember? He was invited to Moscow in 1987, and that's when he became compromised. That's why Russia helped him steal the 2020 election from me. They even used China to spread the fake COVID virus using 5G towers and inside Wayfair furniture that Joe Biden that sometimes did press conferences with actually Barack Hussein Obama in a very well-made Hollywood mask. Didn't I just tell y'all yesterday that I told you? Everyone now knows that. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Trump. Man, bruh. Listen. This is the most truth I've ever seen come from him. I'll take it. Because I've been teaching y'all, hey, that was, remember, I told you. Remember I told y'all this right here? I showed you how many Bidens we had. I tried to tell you. I think this is the most truth this fool has told in his entire life. This is the most truth that this fool has told his entire life. Except he lied about that one. You're the Russian agent. Remember, you're best friends with Vladimir Putin. And see, he was best friends with China. So he's the Chinese agent and you're the Russian agent. If that'll help you out. Anyway, that's all that I have for you right now. Oh, breaking news. Records reveal that J.D. Vance rally attendees were paid $100 in cash to his hand. And the taxpayers probably paid for it. Can't make this shit up. Anyway, don't forget that Donald Trump owned the Miss USA pageant. Don't forget that.
Erica Kirk was introduced to Charlie Kirk through Donald Trump. She had been procured for like Donald Trump's pageants. She won like Miss Arizona or something. She was literally a registered actor.
Prostitute.
Start in a reality TV show, a romance one at that. He met her on a trip to Israel. Charlie met her on one of these wall humping trips.
Wall humping trips.
And then J.D. Sharp doing in Israel. Well, she was on a pilgrimage. Okay. Yeah. And then I just learned, J.D. Sharp, Jason Dick, the founder of Uncensored AI, just told me that her dad, Erica Kirk's dad, is one of the founders or creators of Raytheon Israel Ltd. Raytheon Israel creates weapon systems and defense systems like the Iron Dome, right, and soaks up trillions of, collectively trillions of U.S. taxpayer dollars over the course of the last, however many decades, billions of dollars annually.
From what I understand, Erica Kirk's father formed Raytheon Israel's division and was the former chairperson / president. I believe he's retired now, but he was actively involved in that particular operation.
That's ridiculous. All of these connections. They had the custody of Charlie Kirk's body in the custody of J.D. Vance aboard some private jet, going to God knows where. And within 24 hours, Erica Kirk is releasing this propaganda video of Charlie Kirk's hand and the rings and the I love you and the crying and the sobbing.
That young man, I forgive him.
She's solidifying the narrative that he's guilty. No matter what, about a court appearance, anything else, that resonated with every Christian because they're supposed to be forgiving. Yeah. And that just
subliminally, subconsciously, or very overtly put, yep, he's guilty, he did it, he's responsible, but Erica forgives him, and now she's the champion of TPUSA to come rushing in, building all of these other extensions and satellite different clubs all over the place, while they then will be able to just solidify this Judeo-Christian, alliance, and that Israel was great, and that Charlie loved the Jews, and all these things, while completely disregarding the 5 weeks, leading up to his death, where he began to actually ask about this and point out this occupation.
Eric? Start with Israel's Mossad agent himself, Oz Perlman. Obviously, we know.
Child, we are tired. We are very, very tired. Please never forget that Elon Musk said he wanted to cut Social Security and Medicare, calling them entitlements. That's the big one to eliminate. Yep. Elon Musk spent $290 million to elect Donald Trump, and Musk got a $512, he got $512 billion richer since Trump was elected, and is now worth $815 billion. He wants to cut Social Security and Medicare by $500 to $700 billion a year. Y'all are not angry enough for me. You're just not. Why are y'all not getting angry? Why are you not revolting? Why are you not overthrowing your government, brother? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. What are you working for, the devil? Like, how did you get a job? Like, do you just always hate, like when you're window shopping, do you always hate from the outside when you can't even get in? I don't get it. It's pissing me off. Anyway, hey.
Okay, so this story of China getting caught inside of America is bigger than one person. Listen to this. The mayor of Arcadia, California, just outside of LA, Eileen Wang, has admitted in a federal plea deal to spying for Beijing, taking orders, or her fiance was also involved at the time. Now, the two published propaganda through a news website that looked like a community website, and they'd report back to their handlers in China. But this is bigger than one mayor. So Chinese buyers have actually flooded California real estate, cash deals above asking price, pricing Americans out of their own neighborhoods. It's weird. There's a lot of weird shenanigans happening. And investigators have also identified Chinese-linked land purchases near nearly 19 U.S. military bases across the United States, including bases that house America's nuclear arsenal. This isn't isolated. It's a pattern. Lawmakers have been warned. They've seen the reports. They've heard the alarming statistics. It's time for Washington to get off the sidelines. This America first. One day.
Yep, honey. Listen, the world is out here cutting up, baby. Cutting the hell up. All right. I think that will make us caught up. Yep, we're caught up. We are caught up. That's going to do it for today here at What You Mean News. I'm your amazing host here in Crystal Clear. If you would like to do a parasite detox, it's going for $1 per cap. Leave the comment VR below. If you like to support our news station and what we do here, Cash App is $Oracle 833, and my Venmo and Chime is Oracle 1183. And I'm back to monetization again. Please do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe, follow, baby. We back to making money, okay? So look, help me out. Look, subscribe. Say, oh, I like this so much. I love what she's doing with this news station. Keep this goddamn real news coming, because it's the realest you'll ever feel. And make sure you share. Get me out of there. Hey, do you know this lady is sitting up here speaking the goddamn truth every day, and she's telling it exactly as it should be? We should probably spread this news so she can become the #1 news source in the fucking world. I would really appreciate that. I really would. So don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share, okay? I love you very much. Thank you for the support and the love and attention that you're giving this radio, this media broadcasting station. I appreciate it, and is felt, and I'm giving it back. So here in Crystal Clear, I'm out, baby.